It's the #1 show in the streets. Hood Rich Radio with DJ Scream.
It's Hood Rich Radio. It's DJ Scream. It's time for that superstar check-in, and representing the building today is none other than the Chief, a.k.a. the Classic Man, a.k.a. What other AKAs you got, bro?
Those are the main ones, a.k.a. the Chief, a.k.a. Classic Man, a.k.a. the Geico Caveman, a.k.a. the Burger King Man, a.k.a. the Game Cousin, a.k.a. Yeah, I could keep going, man.
Let's start with that, Jidenna.
A.k.a. Abraham Lincoln.
Where did this whole game thing come about? Like, did you guys have on the same outfit or something? Like, how did that whole...
I mean, we saw the memes, man. And obviously, we both thought it was humorous.
Right.
Now I see that less on social media. I think we kind of squashed it.
Yeah.
Because after, I don't know if any other celebrities or artists have done what we did, where it's like, all right, you're gonna meme us so much that we're gonna actually dress up as each other's Halloween, favor for a favor. So that was a good time, man. I love all that. Mm-hmm. Before, when we were, my creative team plans everything to the T. Mm-hmm. I've been planning certain things for 10 years.
Right.
So when it came to, my homies on my block in East Flatbush used to call me Willy Wonka the Hood. That's another one.
Right.
As I was going to Jose's barbershop, what up, Jose?
Yeah.
They would clown me, and I got all those names that people called me now. I'd already been called. So we were like, yo, this is gonna be great when you come out. Like, really make sure in the photo shoots you do your hair is super precise, because it's gonna cause people to talk, and that's what you want.
When did the hair start? Like, what was the moment? Like,
you know what?
My father, when you woke up and you was like, yo, this is how my hair is gonna be.
So I've had a lot of hairstyles. Like, I'm very versatile as an artist and a person.
Right.
I had fades, baldies, dreadlocks, cornrows. I mean, you name it, I probably had your haircut.
Right.
But when my father passed, this is in like 2010, I made a concerted effort to to really just go for this music thing all in and smarten up. Everybody say work hard, but you got to work smart. And I was like, all right, let me go all the way into my heritage. So my pops used to wear 3-piece suits.
Okay.
He walked with a cane because he was disabled, Section 8, all that the whole shebang.
Gotcha.
But it was my way of celebrating him. In the same time, I'm reaching back and looking at old pictures of him. He had a part back in the 60s and 70s. And then I looked at my mom's side. My mother's a white middle class woman from Wisconsin.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And she's the only brunette in the family. Everybody else blonde hair, blue-eyed, and ginger kids, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, let me put these two together and take the European, take the African, merge it together, and see what happens.
Yeah. Absolutely.
There it is.
You're always on top of your A game with the fashion at the award shows and everything like that. Like, where does the rest of that inspiration come? Like, however you might dress.
I mean, I swear I don't know anything about fashion. I've never read or picked up a fashion magazine.
Wow.
Never interested me.
Wow.
I was a basketball player. I was an athlete. I never I'm not like. I know how it must seem.
You just did the All-Star weekend, right?
Yeah, that's exactly.
So before that, like, mentally, I know at some point you were like, "What am I gonna wear?" Like, how did you come up with what you gonna wear?
Well, because I was doing Michael B. Jordan got the era. I told him before, I was like, man, you got the era I wanted.
Yeah.
He got the best era to me.
Right.
50s, 60s is dope. Yeah, you got Chamberlain, you got Jerry West, of course, with the logo. You got great ballers, but they're very fundamental.
Right.
And so I knew to be that character, 50s, 60s guy, I would just give the classic, like, James Bond all black tie affair. So that's how I came out with that.
Now, Classic Man was a massive record that we all love, and in between Classic Man and now you dropping this album, it seemed like there was like a lapse or a gap. Can you tell everybody, like, what was going on between that time? Were you trying to perfect this album?
No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't at all. Okay. I mean, I released a few singles, and I'm never in a rush. That's the thing.
Gotcha.
I'm really good in the clutch and under pressure. Right. I made Long Live the Chief the night before. I wrote the BET Cypher the night before. I write a lot of these things like in the clutch, and What I did, I was like, you know what? Let me take this year to do two things. One, spend some time alone, which I did to make the album. So part of it was that. The other time, I made two albums, by the way.
Okay. But both of them, This is the first one to come out though.
This is the first one to come out, and I merged a couple of them together. But the other thing I was doing was just planting seeds. You know, I got way bigger things to do in this life than just like release 1 million records. I'm not here making disposable music. I'm making replayable music. You know, this is the earth that we living in. Everybody, we eating fast food, and I talk about it, man. I'm eating fast food, smoking on a vegetable, and I joke about it, but I'm not here to just give you something that you're going to throw away in a couple months. I want something that you can live with, that you can give to your seeds. And so what I was doing, I'm meeting, you can see what I was doing. I'm meeting with the president. Right. I'm meeting with other people. I'm trying to build a coalition. I'm going to Lagos, Nigeria. I'm going to South Africa. I'm going to London. Dope. And so I spent the year really just building my social capital, because it's going to be important. If I rise up right now and release a hella songs, but I just skeet on by all y'all and just never shake a hand, never really get to know somebody, when I fall, nobody's going to be there for me. So that's really what I was doing.
Living life.
Yeah, I'm living life, enjoying. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not going to let this industry or people tweeting 1 million times, where's the album, force me to do it. Was there any
pressure from like Janelle Monáe or Wonderland or anybody like, yo, we need to put this music out? Or they supported you?
No, they supported. I mean, Janelle's very patient. She releases an album like every 3 years. I'll be releasing an album every year from now on. But the Classic Man was not meant to be on my album as it isn't now. It was on the Ephes project, which was Wonderland Records compilation. Gotcha. It just blew up. That and Yoga as well. So, you know, those records blew and it was great. Took the momentum, you know, and then God bless Luke Cage and Funk Master Flex, BT Cypher, The Game Halloween costume, all that in the same month, and we ended the year strong in a relatively quiet year.
Now, the last thing that the fans would expect from Jidenna after hearing those records is a collaboration with Quavo from the Migos. Tell us how that came about. And it's a dope record, too. Yeah. It's a dope record. Like, don't look at it and be like, yo, what's this? Like,
yeah, it wasn't unforced. Like, there's nothing, you know, I've been throwing records or throwing collaborations before that I'm like, nah, like, that's not me, you know? So, Quavo was more, we imagined certain people on the record. I'm a producer as well, and I work with Nana Kwabena, who's actually Ghanaian American. And he was like, yo, I can hear Quavo on this. I was like, definitely. So we hit up, our camps hit each other up. We linked in the lab. They had just come back from Lagos. Right. So we vibed on that, just coming back from Africa recently. And we did a couple records. It wasn't just that record. And he's a hard worker in the studio. Dope. You know, I know they got a lot of positive buzz and some recent some other recent buzz that they've been doing. I don't know what they've been doing. I didn't talk to them about that. What I do know about the guy is he's a hardworking dude. He spent 8 hours and he writes right there on the spot, right there on the fly. It was inspiring. We had a great time, and that's how the let out came to be.
Okay. Dope. Now, a big part of being an artist is social media, man. We know you have an Instagram, a Twitter, and all these different social medias. What's the craziest thing you done seen in your DMs one day when you woke up? Probably from a female.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I've seen, man. You know, I seen butt cheeks, bro.
You seen butt cheeks?
I seen butt cheeks.
Okay.
The thing is, I just don't understand the angles at which women take the. Yeah, but I think, you know, we live in a porn culture right now.
Right.
You know, that we all do. I do. It's, you know, it's good and bad.
Pornhub and
I support. Yeah, I do support. I definitely not that one. Not that one specific. I got my own.
Put a song. What's the
I got my own.
Don't be selfish now.
You know, I got my own.
Okay, you got your own.
Yeah,
your
yeah.
own site that you run.
I got servers in Uzbekistan. No, but I think the porn culture, like, porn is weird. It's perverted. You can actually have porn that's not as perverted. I wish porn was less. I wish porn was segregated. And what I mean by that is not the long list of porn, but like, I don't want to see certain things on my way through.
Okay,
you feel me? Like, why do we have to go through the world? Like,
grocery store.
It ruins it. Yeah. I don't. Or like curtains in the grocery aisle. So like, I don't even want to see that aisle. Right. But to the point of this is that I think that when women and men see this, they start thinking like everything's a porno. So the angles I've seen, it's not like that the butt cheeks is crazy, but the angle is like, why would you take a picture from there? I can't even see it. I don't even know why. There's nothing exciting. It looks like health class. You know what I mean? Like health class is not arousing, yo. Like,
so you know the horrible thing about Instagram though is once you click on it, it says seen.
Yeah.
So what do? You just ignore it?
No. I say like,
say
you know, I'm saying
like,
thanks for sending me such a wonderful message. I'm always polite,
Right.
and but next time, you know, consider new angles, and I'll be here for
Very
those.
diplomatic. I like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, man.
Now, in the industry and going about and just mingling in different award shows and all-star weekends, and have you ever got like just an awkward look from any of the females in the industry?
Awkward as in
she looked at me weird. I think something's up. That's not like a sister-brother look.
not from the women. I was talking about this the other day though. You know, you do these photo shoots and video shoots and they like powder you up and hella makeup. Yeah. When I gotta do that, man, especially when I'm running around NY, and then like I go to a hip hop radio station after, I'm like, can I take this off? And they're like, no, you got a Vibe or GQ shoot after. I'm like, damn, the DAP. Like when I'm there, it's just a little weird, man. Like it'd be like, you get that stiff arm DAC where like they're like, okay, you know. Yeah. Those are the only awkward moments. I'm like, yeah, I know, man. I got like this super Ken Barbie doll makeup on, man. But nah, never the women. Women show love, man. Women are amazing. I was at the Women's March recently because 7 billion people on the planet, all of us born from a woman. How am I not gonna be there? And it's not about just being there. It's about in the workplace, about everywhere in your home. Right. I watch myself, man, and the things that I do that I've been socialized to do as a man, and I know I can do a lot better. But I was so juiced to be there because I've never seen women as happy, as emboldened as they were that day. And I really do hope that the byproduct of Donald Trump is more movements, not just marches, but actually a bigger movement towards progress in whatever marginalized group he's offended. I really do hope that. I believe in it, and I see it happening.
That's supposed to be the end result, but a question is just a question, okay? You have women, you have African Americans, you have different races. Do you feel like should it take Donald Trump for those people to be able to sit down and say, hey, look, us as African Americans, man, we need to unify. Us as women, we need to unify. Because a lot of women hold other women down. Yeah,
no, absolutely. I agree. Should it take Donald Trump? No, I don't believe in resistance, revolution, and reactive things. I believe in action. Gotcha. I believe that regardless of who's president, if it's Obama, Clinton, Trump, that we should be dreaming of the world that we want to live in. Dope. That's it, and making it happen, not begging a government, not expecting. I don't expect anything from anybody. Honestly, I get it how I get it, and I make it happen. That's what I do. That's the way I've been raised to do. And if it don't happen in one part of the planet, there's a big world. And there's a lot of land. I don't need to be here, and I can bring a lot of people where I'm going. So I'm never looking at that, but. You always can unite when you have a common enemy to fight. Word. You cannot have a Moses without a Pharaoh. So it's just history. This is what happens. History is a path that spirals, and every time we get somebody that you could point at and be like, that's the enemy. Yeah. People start waking up and be like, oh, okay. Because it was like 10 years ago, rap lyrics like racism still alive, you know, people trying to remind you because people are like, we're in a colorblind society. So I think it takes every what they say, law of energy, every action has an equal and opposite reaction.
Correct.
So.
What's your favorite thing about the city of Atlanta?
Favorite thing besides strip clubs is
Jidenna be sliding through. Let me find out.
All of them. Ask Mr. Magic, man. Ask everybody. Follies everywhere.
That's what's up, man.
But that's not my favorite thing about the city. My favorite thing actually is the people here. The culture is very different than everywhere else I've lived. I've lived in the Bay, spent summers in LA, New York, of course, Brooklyn specifically. Here it's like I've never seen, until I came here, I'd never seen a black middle class quite like here, like cul-de-sacs. I just had never seen it. I didn't go like through the DMV, so I that was fascinating to me, and I love the hospitality down here. I love that Atlanta is a pocket and a bubble in greater Georgia that's unlike the rest of Georgia, and it's more progressive, and that's what I love about it. It's a special place. I'm still learning it. There's a lot of pockets that I'm still like, okay. I go to like I went to, what was that, Lions, what was it, Lions, I don't know, it's a spot where the African, it's like somebody was like, oh, you'll love it. Somebody's like, you'll love it, the African. Yeah, it was all Niger boys, so I have to do this thing now. So I went there, and like, you know, we flex and floss and whatever, and when we pulled up, it looks like a plaza, like a shopping plaza. And I'm like, man, Atlanta got, like, what? New York, we would never roll to King's Plaza and be like, yeah, the joint's right here. Like, never. So I just love how distinct Atlanta is, and I'm still getting to know it. But I love the people and, of course, the food. Even places like This Is It is still popping, and that's a chain. Like, you don't usually get great soul food at chains, you know. So I love that more. But, you know, it's great that some of the most athletic strippers I've ever seen in my life live here.
We are the king. We are.
You know, you queens, actually. Yes. It ain't no kings doing this. The queens, the champs. Yeah, maybe some of the kings are you know, giving some of that financial exchange. But it's the queens doing it, man. And shout out to all of them.
No doubt. Long live the Chief. The album is out now, man. Let everybody know, if they haven't heard it, if they haven't supported it thus far, like, why they should. Why should they listen to Long Live the Chief? What's special about this album?
When you bump an album, it's a lifestyle. All albums are lifestyle. If you bumping Pac, you're gonna live a Pac life, and you probably snap on somebody just because you just bump a Pac record.
Right.
For when you bump certain albums, you're gonna turn into that artist in certain ways, right? So you're changing yourself, therefore you're changing the world around you by your behavior. You know, I went to school for ritual art, so I understand shamans. I understand, like, Long Live the Chief works because there's a science to the music. And for me, it's for my album, if you want a world where it looks different than today, a world where women are getting equal pay as men, if you want a world where it's cool to be smart and not cool to be dumb, well, if you want a world where it's cool to be American internationally, where it's cool to be African and black and brown in this country, where it's cool to be a Muslim American, if you want that world, a world where we traveling on hyperloops, absolutely. You travel on hyperloops to China, 45 minutes. I want that world. That's the world I'm gonna create, and I'm making damn sure that I meet everybody in the world that's on that tip. So just by spinning this album 1,500 times, please, because that's equivalent to a sale, or copping it on iTunes, that's what you getting. I done enough vote, go out and vote for politicians. Somebody come and tell them to buy my album. I want some congressman, congresswoman, tell them to buy my album, because I'm changing the world too. I don't gotta sit in no house to go, some fancy house in DC to change the world. So that's what you get with the Chief.
That's what it is. Jidenna, salute, man. I appreciate you coming through Hood Rich Radio, man.
Thank you, boss.
What else is coming up 2017 real quick? Let us know.
We got the tour coming up. We're going to do a mini tour in Africa and in March, and then we're going around the country in the U.S. in April and May. So that's what's up now. But we just dropped the Bambi video recently, so please go out and check it out. And the rest of the album, man, you'll get to learn that I'm a little bit more than a three-piece suit, a finger curl, red hair laid to the side.
Got you. That's what it is, man. Check that album out. You know what it is. Jidenna, Hood Rich Radio, DJ Scream. Salute.
It's Hood Rich Radio. You better not change the station.